Hey there, YouTube land. Big Dave here. I thought what I'd do today is answer a few questions off the internet that people have sent me, and see if we could cover a couple issues. If it gets a little too long, I'll shut it off and switch to another video, So anyway, the first thing is somebody was asking me about do I spend a lot of time getting things ready or something before I make a video. Actually, no, just the opposite. I barely have time to even figure out what I'm doing sometimes. So I take my horn out, put my mouthpiece on, stick a reed on, and play. So the thing is, what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to get a horn. And I don't think I've even used this particular thing, and I was away, so I don't think I've used it hardly at all, this particular horn and stuff. So I'm just going to take out this horn and put the neck on, and then I use a couple of mouthpieces, so I'm just going to grab a mouthpiece. Here it comes. And a reed. I have a bag of reeds. And I have more. This is just a 2.5 Van Doren. Now I really haven't played in maybe 2 weeks or so, because I had a couple of gigs, but I had mouth surgery and stuff, so I haven't been practicing too much. And well, so here it is. The reed's all wavy. You can see that, right? And these are a pain in the neck when they're like this, because they're kind of hard to deal with. All right, so let's talk about that too, if I can get this to open up, the piano. Like if you blow into your mouthpiece, what pitch should your mouthpiece make? Well, this is a tenor, of course, right? Now, I've read on the internet and listened to different people say different pitches, right? So some people put pitches on that I think are too high. Which means you're really squeezing and biting. So that's going to answer a question right now that somebody sent me. When they practice, their mouth hurts and they bite into their lip and all that kind of stuff. The air support, when you have good air support, you could actually have no pressure whatsoever, nothing, zero. And if you blow hard enough, it's going to make a sound. See, I'm not doing anything. I'm just blowing air into it. So I don't know how I could even find that pitch. That's like a C or something. All right, so it sounds pretty awful too. But the thing is that with enough air pressure, you really don't need any type of lip pressing or squeezing or anything, because you could actually, if you could blow hard enough, you could put the mouthpiece almost in front of your mouth and blow really hard, but it's not going to work quite like that. Think about like if you were squeezing one of those air hose things and you put it in front of the mouthpiece. If you get it just right, it's going to make a sound. It's going to make that reed vibrate, But all you're doing is you're just closing off the lip, so that it doesn't leak air. But you shouldn't need to be squeezing or biting or anything like that. It's just you put the mouthpiece in your mouth and blow. So it sounds like a duck. Now, once you mold it slightly, once you mold it very slightly, then you'll have more of a tone. already at a G, and I think that's much too high. But I read people, they write down you should be at a B flat. Really? You know. See, I gotta move this to get off my keys here. Of course, it started noise. That's a G, you know? There's a C. I'm just going to move this up because I'm trying to get where I can use these keys, you know? So I can get up to about a B on this mouthpiece without me having to do some kind of really weird thing. So, I mean, a C to me would be too low because that's like the total bottom range. I guess I could get down to a G. You know? Well, I can almost get up to a C. Right? I'm changing my my throat. You know, I'm saying the syllables are changing. I'm not really biting or changing this hardly at all. It's mostly inside. E-O, right? E-O. E, really high E. E. Here's my G. And so on and so on. You know, you could kind of go crazy with this. But the whole point is, like, if you're squeezing too much or if you have too high of a pitch, you know, it's going to be a problem. I don't know why I'd want to be playing a G. I had all this tension and stress here. You know? I could go down an octave. Alright, so it's almost there. Here's the B flat. I would say that's my normal pitch. It's an E flat. That's my normal pitch. I know what it is because, you know, I just know what it is. My mouthpiece, when I blow into my mouthpiece, it makes like an E flat, right? So, anyway, so let's put it on the horn. And then find my pitch on the horn, right? So there's my, I'll push the pedal. Alright, so I'm listening, it's a little flat, right? So I'm going to push my mouthpiece in just a little bit, not too much. Yeah, and overall I'm listening, you know, it's a little sharp, I'm pulling it out just a hair. Alright, so anyway, so this question, like about the biting and the pinching in the air, the only way for me to really explain it is just like what I did, you know. I'm not really changing anything when I put on the horn. Now, this is not the greatest reed in the world. It has kind of a stuffy sound to it. It's not that bad, but, you know, here I have, you know, it's not exactly perfectly in tune either. It's close. I could change this reed, and the pitch was going to change slightly. Now, once I have my setup on the horn, you know, if I want to practice my like overtones, which I really don't do that much because at one time I did this a real lot, but you know, there's so many of them there. You can find them on all the different notes. I think Lenny Pickett has a great video on that. It's in a workshop that he did. He talks about, you know, the way he plays the overtones, and he plays them off the paddle keys. You know, I mostly practice them off of the lower keys, like the B. You can actually see my throat moving a little bit. Because what I'm changing is my tongue position and some of my throat position to make those notes. I'm not like squeezing or biting any different than in the beginning. All right? So, okay. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video right here. So this was about trying to answer the question about the squeezing and the biting. And I don't know if it's going to go on because it might be too long and it might reject the off of YouTube. So we'll see. Okay, have a good day, and we'll be back for more.